never ever wife on a girlfriend tender. Don't do that. Don't wife on a girlfriend tender. Hi guys, and thank you so much for clicking to watch this video. If you're new, please don't leave my channel without clicking subscribe, and if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. It's good to have you back. So basically today I've changed up my background. I am sitting in front of my cupboard and I just like the white background. I just think it looks clean. I think it looks pretty. And also guys, like, I am the master at playing myself, right? So I definitely Cape Town just doesn't know what it wants. So the lighting in my old, my regular filming space is just not working. But I'm also thinking, I love how this looks, and I might even think about, filming like at this angle more often, because I just think it's giving it, I don't know, like, I'm getting tired of, when I look at my videos, I'm just like, it's really not, that pot plant again. Oh gosh. Like, I'm getting tired of that space or whatever. So I'm thinking of trying out, filming be in front of my cupboard for a while. I love the white. It looks a bit clean. It looks cute. And you guys will let me know if you think I should stay here or if you prefer that other background better. Okay, anyway, today's video is a bit out of my comfort zone. But yesterday I put up a WhatsApp story, and so many people responded, and I realized so many women go through this, women like in particular. So it's basically about relationships. Guys, I'm no relationship expert. Actually, I just failed at relationshiping. I just failed at relationshiping a few months ago. Yeah, so I'm no relationship expert or whatever, but I realized that women go through, similar things. We have similar experiences, and I think I would like my channel to be a platform where, it's nice to do the fun stuff, it's nice to do makeup, it's fun to, it's nice to do those things, but I think I do want to create a platform where, we discuss things that women go through. And if you guys have anything you guys would like me to discuss, just comment below this video. Hey girl, let's talk about whatever. But today in particular, we're talking about relationships. Okay, so I was about to say, grab your cup of coffee, grab your cup of tea, grab your glass of wine, grab your glass of shampoo, grab your water whatever it is you're drinking. For like this video, it's so funny, I'm drinking coffee. Okay, so I am not into like hot drinks. If you guys know me personally, I hate like hot drinks. But I've watched most of Just Katleho's like videos where she's talking about things, and I just love how she occasionally sips from her cup of green tea. I think it's so classy. Yes babes, I'm definitely like copying you. So this is a cup of coffee, and before we get into, this is the longest intro ever. Before we get into the video, how cute is this cup, guys? Like, this is definitely me on the mug. It was back in matric when I thought I knew everything. Okay, Miguel thought she had all the keys to life, and it's so funny how at that age we literally think we know it all, we've got it, life, and then you get to varsity and you're just like, oh, you don't know nothing. Anyway, that's got nothing to do with this video. So okay, cool. So I was watching The Throne. This is where this whole thing started. So I was watching The Throne. It's a show that plays on channel 161, Mzansi Magic, and it's by the Fergusons, and I stand the Fergusons. So I obviously watch everything that they produce, and so I'm not really gonna talk about the show. It's getting cold. I'm not really gonna talk about the show because that's not my like point of interest. I just want to talk about like what got me thinking. So yesterday I'm watching The Throne, and basically I don't know their names, but the princess, that princess who comes from Joburg. If you watch The Throne, then you'll know what I'm talking about. So that princess who comes from Joburg, the one who's just out there, the younger daughter, I think Mutswaledi, I don't know what her name is, But anyway, so there's this guy who's into her, like he's a gardener. So what's it called? You know, she's not allowed to date a commoner or whatever, but this guy and this girl grew up together, and then he realizes, well, he's always been into her, and so he's like trying to express how much like he loves her and stuff. Yeah, so I'm watching the part where he's like, would you mind if we take a walk later? So this guy and his friend keeps asking him, dude, what's your game plan? Because this is a princess, like what are you trying to achieve? This guy literally has no game plan. His only game plan is that that's his only game plan. Only game plan is that orata mugel, and so he's just gonna show her hore wa morata, you know. So they're walking, and then this boy otwere a bucket. I'm even thinking, where's this nigga going with a bucket, you know? So he has like a bucket in his hand and stuff, and they walk and then he's like, yeah, let's stop here, you know? And then he basically just takes out like ingubo, and he takes out ukudla, and then he sets it on the floor, and he's like, yay, it's a picnic. So this girl, you know, it's a cute vibe or whatever. But then he tells her, then he tells her that, you know, he loves her and he's loved her for the longest time. So she's like, dude, you can't love me because I'm a princess and you're a commoner. So the thing is, they're not allowed to date up until a time where their mom dies, and then the ancestors or whatever will choose who the next queen will be, and then after that the one who's not the queen can do whatever they want. Nah? If you guys watch The Throne, I think if you guys watch The Throne, you'll know that there's two sisters. Like, just side note, I think the one from Joburg is going to be the queen. Just watch, because everyone is sure that the ancestors are going to choose the older one. How do you guys know? Now I think plot twist. Okay, anyway, that's got nothing to do with the story. So she basically explains to him, listen, my guy, I can't date you. And so he's like, nah, but your sister's going to be the queen, alright? So she's like, yeah, but you know, it's a long time till then. And then he's like, I will wait for you. I've been waiting for you since we were younger, and I will keep waiting for you. That's when I realized, nah, dude, you know what? When you love someone, it's as simple as that. You love them and you're willing to, you know what? I do understand that in life there are gray areas. I do understand that not everything is black and white, but sometimes it really is that simple. If you love someone, you're going to show them that you love them. Do you get me? Then I start thinking, how many times have we been trying to get niggas to act right? You know, you're like, what's the word? This word just left my mind. Or rehab, yes, or rehab, when you're trying to get a nigga to act right. You're trying to, you know, no, he loves me, he's just a work in progress, he's just, listen, babes, if this guy loves you, you know, it's going to feel right, number one. And if he loves you, like, I strongly do believe that guys know how to act right. I have seen my brother date girls. I have an older brother. Sometimes I forget. Sometimes I think I'm an only child. I'm joking. I love my brothers all my heart. I have an older brother, and I've seen him in so many relationships. Yeah. No, there's even a time I told him not to introduce me to girls up until like it passes the 6-month threshold, because I was just meeting too many honeys. I've seen him with other girls where I could tell his heart isn't in this because of the things he do. Like, I'd see he's not trying. He's, you know, very relaxed, and then I'd see he's not feeling her the way. The moment he gets the one the one who he's really feeling, he'll, like, this nigga has once driven to Cape Town to give it, and we live in Somerset West. So if you're from the Western Cape, you know Somerset West isn't really Cape Town. It's like 40 kilometers away. This boy, a driver, I Cape Town to give girlfriend high breakfast in bed. This girl I think she was living in Res. So that when Miguel wakes up, he's already there, got a muffin, got everything. So that when she wakes up, the moment she's like, you know, her man's is there and I was just like, niggas know how to act. They know how to act, guys. And I'm not just talking about romantic gestures, you know, some people just don't have it in them to be romantic, but I'm just talking about how we're constantly, no, uyangithanda. It's just, nah, babes, if uyangithanda, things wouldn't be the way they are. And I know, I'm speaking as if I know this. Guys, that is the hardest thing. Firstly, it's hard to diagnose that actually andithando up. It's hard to accept the fact that, listen, this person just doesn't love you enough, or they don't love you at all. It's hard to, firstly diagnose that problem. But the worst part is, once you do diagnose it, it's hard to step out of that situation. That is the most difficult thing, is once you've figured out, you know what, this person isn't feeling me anymore. It's hard to actually get out of that situation, I'm so passionate, wait. Dallas you play. Yes, Kudala, bandala ngati. Kudala. I wanted to say, ne, hooray. I do understand and I do realize and I do take it into account that the media and not movies and stuff and has actually painted a non-realistic, view of love and how things are supposed to, be. I mean, we've seen people proposing, buying, $1 million rings, I recently saw this other proposal. It was the cutest proposal, but I think it was only cute because he bought her a Range Rover to say, will you marry me? Do you get me? I mean, and those are the things we see on TV. I mean, I don't know if The Notebook is unrealistic, but then there's this whole perfect picture of love. Hooray, this guy will spend the rest of his life, which, I don't want to talk about The Notebook because actually, that's true love. Let's leave The Notebook. But media does, paint a non-realistic picture of love. But I also do think that, so obviously don't look at umuntu wako and then look at Idris Elba in some movie and think, no, he doesn't love me, or no, he's supposed to be doing this. Honestly, understand your context, understand your life, understand, and then just see, hooray, is it working or is it not? But once, so I do understand, hooray, sometimes media has a way of, but I also do believe that one thing that we cannot, shade the media for is that, honestly, people have been releasing movies. I mean, movie after movie where they've been trying, I think, where they're trying to show, babes, you're not supposed to be in this situation. I don't know if you get me. And the one man that now I love him is Tyler Perry. Obviously, I hate the fact that Tyler Perry, paints, he just makes us look bitter. Black women should always be bitter. We should always be angry. We need to always be smashing windows. We need to always be, I hate that. But he always paints a story. Hooray. Sometimes you're not supposed to be in a certain situation. I've even got examples even if it's not physical abuse, I feel physical abuse is something else. Tyler Perry's been showing us people who are being, physically abused, who stay in relationships and then it doesn't end well. Can you think of examples? Is it Why Did I Get Married? The one where Jill Scott, she's being physically abused, she's being emotionally abused, and she tried to stick it out or whatever till he literally painted, listen girl, I want your best friend, I don't want you. And that's when she, found strength to leave. But the whole time she was trying to save her marriage. And that's what I love about media, I'm hoping that the purpose of that is to appeal to the woman who's in a similar situation. Vuga, Puma, uhambe, geza, Puma, this is not the situation for you. So I love media for that. And I also believe that in as much as we shouldn't look at love as perfect, actually, Why Did I Get Married is perfect, actually, because after that, Jill Scott leaves this relationship or whatever, and then she goes and she dates the policeman and she marries him, and there are still issues there, which shows you no relationship is perfect. Good. Out, Tyler Perry, showing no relationship is perfect, but there are some things that you can begezela, and then there are other things where you shouldn't be begezeling those things, you know. So it just shows you hore, you know, he didn't show us hore she went from one evil man to a perfect man who, you know, that man was, there was a time he was shouting at her, there was a time he didn't want to sleep with her, there was a time he was, it just shows you hore, you know what, in relationships you're going to meet humans or whatever, but there's certain things you should not be like, there are certain things that just shouldn't be happening. This like takes me back to like self-worth, you know. And I think sometimes it's preached to us so much, love yourself, love yourself, love yourself, love yourself, that we don't understand how deep that is, you know. When somebody says love yourself, it's not just, you know, look pretty, look good, and then post an Instagram picture with a caption about womandla, or angazi, you know, self-love, I love myself, how gorgeous am I. Self-love it's really deeper. Self-love is looking at a situation and then realizing her guys, okay, I know my parents like watch my videos and I'm not supposed to swear, but I recently saw a meme, eti andi mhlefo lekaka, you know. I think that summarizes self-love, where you're in a situation and you're just like, but I'm too precious to be going through this. Yeah, so I just feel like self-worth and, you know, knowing just how much you're worth and just loving yourself enough to look at a situation and just see whether I actually don't deserve to be here. And, you know, I was actually on the phone with a friend, my older sister, Nzobi Manini, and we were talking about like, so we were just like reminiscing on the past, and, you know, we're talking about how some of the relationships where we saw that this is actually really toxic, most of them ended in marriage. And that was the worst. Like, and we're just like, guys, listen, there's this whole like, and listen, I've never been married, so, you know, I know marriage is a beautiful thing. I have parents who have been married for 31 years this year. I also want a happy family. I want those beautiful things, but marriage is not the end goal, you know. Like, sometimes as girls we've been sold this thing, at this age you must be married and you must have children, so you're willing to put up with crap just so that you get the ring. And I honestly think that the ring is only the beginning of your troubles. If you think, in a relationship, you know, things weren't working out, I wasn't able to get this nigga to act right, and then you think, once we are married, you know, everything is going, listen, that is the beginning of your problems. Your problems have not even begun yet, you know. Honestly, guys, never ever like do anything out of desperation. Like, the public can see it, your partner can obviously see it, and he's going to exploit it. Don't ever, guys, it's very bad, that thing. That's where the self-love comes in. You need to love yourself to be able to be with yourself for the rest of your life. Then you know, really I love myself, you know. And I'm gonna talk from personal experience. So and I think the self-love thing is a journey, and it's really like, it's deep into your self-love. You need to love yourself enough not to honestly be with yourself for the rest of your life. So I'm a very bubbly person, I'm very social, I love being surrounded by people. So I remember in my first year, I had so many friends. It was amazing. I had a lot of friends. Then I remember Umanini, yes, she graduated, and, you know, the circle of friends became a bit smaller. And I remember, you know, I also, like, I take responsibility for my part in my failed friendships, I do realize that sometimes I can be impossible and stuff like that. But as time went on, I just started losing friends, and I just started losing friends. I just started losing friends up until, when was it? I think it was 2017, last year. I had no friends in uni. No friends. No friends at all. The only friend I had was my boyfriend at the time. I mean, no friends, guys, no friends. And that was the most frustrating thing for me, because I could never walk alone. I could never walk alone. And so at any sign of somebody who wanted to be my friend, I was just like, okay, let's do this. Then I realized, nah, sissy, Zitane girl. Love yourself enough to be by yourself. Literally, I'm not in the market for new friends. Obviously new friendships can form, I'm not against that, but I really think I've reached a stage in my life where ndizithanda so much that I can be alone. But I don't even think that was the true test of my self-love, because okay, sharp, I lost my friends in 2017, and I mean a whole squad. I lost the squad, guys. The squad, but I still had, my boyfriend at the time, so it was okay. I'd literally be everywhere all the time with him. He became my best friend. So for the longest time, I stayed in that relationship because I thought to myself, ish, guys, if I lose this one, it's just me now. I'm all by myself. I do everything with him. We go, and for the people who know me personally, and if you live in Cape Town, you'll know. If you saw me 5 minutes later, you'll see him behind me. We went everywhere together. We did everything together. So eventually him and I broke up, and your girl is by herself. I mean, I do have friends in Cape Town, so social life still happen. But I mean, at school, like every day, I'm one man. I go to class, go home, go to class, go home, no time for socials or whatever, and it's perfectly fine. I'm doing well. So basically that's it, guys. Really, I hope I've addressed this issue in detail, and basically, and I know I'm gonna name the title of this life update and like relationship things. Yes, life update. I went through a breakup. For some of you who don't know, I'm no longer in a relationship, no longer with the person that I was with, and it's been hard. It's been an adjustment, but I'd like to think that I'm doing well. I'd like to think that I am moving forward, and I'd like to think that I'm going to start focusing on things that matter to me, like my channel. I'm going to only focus on friends who do the things for me. I'm going to fill my cup, work on school, work on my career, fill my cup first before I try and fill someone else's cup. So yeah, I think that's it, guys. Never settle for, if you have a feeling that it's love must feel right, just before I close, this isn't closing. I recently had a conversation with a friend of mine, and I'm not going to mention her name, but she was basically telling me about this guy that she's dating, and her and this guy have only been dating for a few months, by the way. And so she was telling me how, she cleans for him, she cooks for him, and he kind of expects her to do these things, and she's just giving. And I don't think there's anything wrong with cooking for your mans. I don't think there's anything wrong with cleaning for your mans. I only think it becomes a problem when he expects you to. Now we're gonna fight. I honestly feel as though none of this stuff should feel like work. Once you start feeling, and that's another thing, relationships are work. Relationships are work. You need to consciously get up in the morning and say, I'm going to make it work. But once it starts, as much as it is work, that work should come effortlessly. Once it starts feeling like work and it's draining you and it's tiring you out, and you feel like it's mainly because maybe when you're giving more than the other person. Never ever wife on a girlfriend tender. Don't do that. Don't wife on a girlfriend tender. Don't do that to yourself. Don't. Lina, oh sorry, I also found myself, guys, I was married. I was married, but I was a girlfriend. Don't ever wife and a girlfriend. You do not have the resources. You don't have the resources. Don't ever accept that tender. You don't have the resources. So yeah, I just feel like let's be happy and let's be healthy so that we can get into healthy relationships with healthy people and live healthy lives. Anyway, I am not a relationship expert. I've actually failed at my own, but I'd like to think that I have a bit of experience and that was a learning curve for me. But yeah, it is what it is, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I just wonder how I'm gonna edit it because I ran out of foam. So it's probably like, I think it's on like 40 minutes, but I'm gonna try edit a lot of the stuff out. But I really had fun doing this video. I want to do more interactive video where we just discuss life, you know. So if there's anything else you guys want me to talk about, if you're, you know, going through something, DM me please, and I can raise these issues on my channel. And yeah, I love you guys so much and thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next video, which will be soon, guys. I'm on a roll. I'm posting once a week. Ooh, I'm a big girl now. I love you guys so much. Bye.